All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be with you and to be sharing the stage with Dr. Strom. Today, over the next half hour together, we'll share with you two important activities that are taking place now, focusing on building the European industry, in the case of QuiC, and for QTAC, especially here in Germany, the industry. Share a little bit about what we're doing and how this can help expand what you're seeing today at this event into a global endeavor with Europe as the motor, the engine there too. Allow me to start a little bit with QuiC. Who are we as an organization? QuiC is a non-for-profit association founded in 2021, so in the depths of the pandemic, bringing together industry players from Europe to help grow quantum technologies here. The goal is to, A, make quantum technologies, commercial quantum technologies, a durable, lasting endeavor, and to make Europe one of the champions thereof. Over time, the association has grown quite a bit, and if we fast forward to a look today, you see on this slide in a single glimpse a picture of how we are. We have accumulated over the last 2.5 years just over 180 members from across Europe, and you'll see that footprint in a moment. And I think along the frames, as you look around, you might see some logos that you recognize, big research groups, some larger companies, and perhaps logos that are less familiar to you. And those are some of the many different SMEs across Europe that are developing unique quantum solutions and are themselves becoming champions of tomorrow's future, tomorrow's quantum industry. Our distribution, as we think of it, is industry first. We were founded, as I said, with the mission of driving forward commercial solution. So it is natural that for us, about 80% of our members fall in that company category, with the last 20% being research organizations or other associations. And that's an important handshake, where we look to link the development of commercial solutions with the latest development in research, because we appreciate that behind this first wave of outcoming technologies hitting the market, the next wave is already being prepared. And if you look at the companies, you'll see that there's a split between large enterprises who, for the most part, are there to utilize quantum technologies. Others are themselves developing certain solutions. But for many of them, this is a wish to understand how it will impact their business, their sector, and how they can prepare for it. And what you finally see in this pie chart is SMEs. They are the majority of our members. They are the motor, where a lot of the developments are happening today and where we see the future being taken. As we see this sector growing, more and more of these smaller companies today will become mainstream names that you'll see in different industry forums. I mentioned our footprint at the beginning. I didn't lie, so we do have a broad European footprint. What you can see from this image here is the extent, right? As far west as Ireland, Great Britain, and Portugal, as far east as Israel, Greece, and Turkey, north with the Scandinavian countries, and south with all the Mediterranean countries. QuiC is a pan-European association, and that's reflected in the various members we have. Germany, where we are here today, is one of our best represented country with over 40 different members, and another 6 have, in our case, double-digit number of members. So what do our members do together? They focus on some of the biggest topics that are of importance for industry. On the slide that I'm showing here, you see 2 rows. The top row are our work groups, our expert groups. So focusing on individual quantum verticals, from computing to communications to sensing to the enabling technologies, those being the very wide array of key technologies to power the first 3. And on the bottom row are our work groups. These are the topics, the themes that are transversal to the individual quantum verticals, but essential for a durable, lasting industry. Things like IP, export, how do we foster more business opportunities, especially in today's ever more challenging world, geopolitically speaking. So there's a lot of areas where industry is coming together to try and forge and prepare that future quantum. A little example of how that actually concretely looks like, I give you two. One is within our work group, Market Trends and Use Cases. Our members have come together, thought very carefully about what are some of the more promising use cases. We are also working right now on a prioritization scheme. It's not always easy to understand where are some of the biggest bang for your buck, the highest value, so to speak. But we've been able to break it down to a top few. And for each of them, we have a long description. What I show here is just the tagline that's at the top. So for our members to really have a good sense of where are some of these early wins and value to be added. At the bottom, I show standardization. It's a topic that's of growing importance, especially for, again, a durable sector. At the same time, there's a question of timing. When is the right time? Already in Europe, there are standardization groups that have been formed with ongoing investigations to prepare for first standards. QuIC is a part of that through our members, bringing awareness and making sure that we can offer a linkage to those standardization efforts. So as we take a step away from these internal activities, and we look at how QuIC is looking to contribute on a European front. We're very proud, very pleased to be part of the coordination and support action of the Quantum Flagship, known as QCATS. And in line with that, also supporting the Commission on a few different activities. I show here three of them in particular. Euro HPC, which is Europe's high-performance computing endeavor, but where quantum computers are being purchased now and will soon be integrated in order to create coprocessors. So hybridization of quantum capabilities with classical one, making Europe one of the leading areas where researchers as well as industry can work to try and understand how this hybridization can help their needs. Working with the EIB and EIC for funding of companies, and on the far right-hand side, the semiconductor industry. Many of you, perhaps all of you, have heard of the CHIPS joint undertaking, Europe's big effort to bring semiconductor industry in Europe in full force, big ambition. Quantum is a part of that. And we, QuIC, are working together with our partners, ENIAS, representing the semiconductor industry, to forge linkages between our two communities and help Europe achieve its ambitions when it comes to quantum chips. And on this end, just as a demonstration of some of the value and activities that we hold for our members tomorrow morning, there's a joint matchmaking session between ENIAS members, the semiconductor industry, and QuIC members, the quantum community, as a first step in terms of more broadly merging the two and helping to establish the first stones, the first key pillars of the future European CHIPS undertaking. I'll finish off with this slide. QuIC on the global stage. I talked about internally in Europe, but we've also made considerable stride to make sure that we're connected internationally. We've developed ties with our counterparts, QEDC in the US, QStar in Japan, Quantum Industry Canada. Together, earlier this year, we came together and formed what we call the International Council of Quantum Industry Associations. It gives our members in our different regions the opportunity to speak together and offer a common voice so that we can grow this new technology field. And one of those moments where we were able to come together was at the G7 this year. And so we have more efforts, more undertakings in order to make sure that quantum is able to really successfully expand out of the labs and become some of the key technologies that powers our society. So with that, thank you for your time, and I'm very pleased to pass it over to Dr. Strom.